everyone, I'm Dr. Heather Hirsch, and if you don't know me, I am the lead physician of the Menopause and Midlife Clinic at the Brigham and Women's Hospital, here where I live in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm also a member of the North American Menopause Society, which is the governing body of all things menopause here in the United States. In this video, I want to do another video on perimenopause and menopausal weight gain / weight loss. And I want to cover this menopause, metabolism, and just go over some more tips and tricks that I have for you as a menopause specialist on how to keep your weight stable. Now, it's really hard. And one of the things that I also just know about weight is that really, in all honesty, it's hard if you're in your 20s and 30s, and it's hard if you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. It's hard across the board. And the more we do it, the harder and harder it gets. So some of it is just that fatigue of being on a diet or, having to kind of watch your weight or exercise more, whatever it is. So it's hard no matter what age you are. So I want you to know it is definitely possible to lose weight and in perimenopause or at menopause. So it is possible. Yes, number 2, there are some hormonal shifts that happen, and as you lose that estrogen, that metabolism also shifts. And that's important. We know metabolism can decrease, and so that means we have to work out a little bit more, or maybe even decrease our calories a little bit more than we normally would, just to maintain our weight because of that shift in metabolism. And I always tell my patients, I think there's a direct cause for this and an indirect cause for this. Directly, something happens with the loss of estrogen. We know, especially in the way it works with your insulin resistance. So there's definitely some direct physiologic reasons and mechanisms that occur when women lose their estrogen that causes that metabolism to shift and decline. Now, indirectly, there's also several lifestyle things that can hamper your metabolism at perimenopause and menopause. Number 1, and most importantly, is losing sleep. So the goal for keeping your metabolism sort of healthy and stable is 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. And I mean good quality sleep. Also, there's so many things happening in menopause. And at midlife, you've got young kids who maybe still needing to be driving around. Maybe they're going to look at colleges. You've got your husband. You're at the peak of your career. You've got your house and your pets and your parents. And so all these things really cause you to very often put yourself on the back burner, as well as stress and mood changes can cause women to crave carbs. And that can be another reason why, if we're increasing carbs without watching, that can definitely cause weight gain. And the big one is alcohol intake. So alcohol intake does tend to go up at menopause and midlife for all of those reasons. And also when people feel more social, if they don't have kids, young kids that they have to take care of anymore, women can start to drink. They can self-medicate with alcohol, especially if you're not sleeping well. Alcohol is not a good treatment for sleep. It seems like it is. It may help you fall asleep, but you're not getting good quality sleep. So again, just to summarize, there's some direct things that happen when you lose that estrogen, and there's indirect causes that happen at midlife that can really cause you to lose track of your health, specifically weight goals. All right, let's get into some of my favorite just basic tips and tricks. Now, I am not a registered dietitian, nor am I a fitness expert. I'm a physician. So a lot of these tips and tricks I've learned from some of my good friends. I'm going to link some of their channels down below because they've been so vital in helping me learn so much of this myself, as well as just combining that with my medical knowledge. One of my favorite things to use is the MyFitnessPal app. It's free to download. It's right there in the middle of the screen. It's that blue one, and when you click on it, what is really nice about it is that you can log in, and then what I want you to do is go to More, and then I want you to go to Goals. And under here, you can use either by calories or you can do carbs, proteins, and fats. So you can go to MyFitnessPal, and one of the things I really like about this is you can actually start by tracking your macronutrients. This sounded really confusing when I first started doing this, but it's actually very simple, especially if you use a platform like MyFitnessPal. And my good friend Kim Schlag gave me a quick little cliff note on how to set up your macronutrients. All right, so first thing that you want to do is think about your calorie intake goal. Take your weight and multiply it by 10, 11, or 12. Now, 10 if you're quite sedentary and 12 if you are really active. So I'm going to give you a quick example, and I have to use my calculator for even this simple math. So I weigh 120 pounds and I'm fairly active, so I'm going to times that by 11, and then that means my calorie goal would be 1,320. That doesn't sound like enough, so I'd probably bump it up a little bit closer to 14 to 1,500. But if I wanted to lose weight, that would be a pretty good goal. Now, if we take 120 and we multiply it by 12 and we just say I'm really active, that's 14, 40, and that's a little bit more accurate. So take your weight, multiply it by 10, 11, or 12 based on how active you are, and that's just a good guesstimate of how many calories you should be eating to lose or maintain your weight. Now, another trick she taught me is to increase your protein intake substantially. Now, I want to pause here. I'm not a big keto diet fan. I think that if you do a keto-based diet, you will definitely lose weight because you're increasing your protein and you're decreasing your carbs. But it's just really hard to sustain. So what I want you to do is increase your protein intake. What she had taught me to do is eat the amount of grams of protein that your goal weight is. So for me, that's somewhere around, let's say 118. It'd be nice to lose 2 pounds or so. So I want to eat 118 grams of protein a day. That is a lot, but it's not really essentially going keto. So the rest I'm going to fill with carbs and fats. And then I'm going to use that sort of calorie goal to help me set up my macronutrients. Now, if you really want this to be exact to you, I definitely recommend hiring a nutritionist or hiring a personal trainer. They're definitely going to get you the nitty-gritty of your macronutrients, but I'm a big macronutrient fan. You can also do this by calories. Simply by decreasing your calorie intake or creating a calorie deficit is going to help you lose weight, but you've got to start somewhere. So you've got to start with tracking. I like MyFitnessPal because you can take the barcode, you can scan in your food. It's really, really easy, and you can kind of keep track. And then actually, my goal for you as a patient is to eventually not need this anymore. You can just kind of self-monitor by doing intuitive eating. But when you're starting and you're really frustrated and you want to lose weight, start with MyFitnessPal. Think about your calorie goal for the day. Take your goal weight, multiply it by 10, 11, or 12 based on your activity level. And then eat your grams and proteins of how much you weigh, and then fill the rest in with fats and carbs. All right, guys, I hope you liked that quick tutorial on how to watch your calorie intake, increase your protein so that you can either maintain your weight or try to lose a little bit of weight in menopause and perimenopause. It is not impossible, but yes, it is hard. So stick with it. Make sure you also are getting really good sleep. Make sure you are also journaling and tracking